So one of our recent monthly motion chats at MOWE, we end up discussing about like how animation can convey emotion. And one of the things, of course, is like motion conveys emotion as it's attractive, it grabs people's eye attention, and all this, so just like the basics. But one of the things that we discuss is basically how applying design principles to the images, so the visual identity of what we create, is a good way to connect with that. You know, like many paintings and illustrations, they can help to send a lot of emotions, a lot of messages there, even if it's just a static image. So of course we can enhance this power by bringing it into motion. But the same principles that made those illustrations and paintings so good, they also can be well applied to animation to improve it even better. And another thing is also the use of sound. So one of the greatest thing about this medium is that sound is our friend. So we can use the sound to help enhance some emotions, but at the same time we have the capability of sending messages without even using sound. And when we talk about like using of animation in social media nowadays, most of the times people are watching it first without sound, and we need to make sure we send them the message, the emotion we need to send on those initial seconds, so people can actually go through the whole piece. And then the sound is going to enhance it. We'll play more like on the background to help enhance the whole thing. And sound here is not only like background music, there's classic ukulele claps and other things going on, but how the rhythm of sounds together with the rhythm of animations can help this whole piece send a certain type of motion. We know, of course, if you're looking for something that is more energetic, we're probably gonna have more cuts. So our motion be less about like following a single thing, a single subject, but more about like different things happen at once, like many cuts happening, and the music is also reinforcing that. So if you want something that is more elegant, want to convey a sense of premium, we probably won't have that many cuts. We use more like sophisticated easings that usually take a little longer to have the sense of acceleration. It's deceleration. You basically stretch the animation curves, as we say, so it can convey this sense of lightness, this smoothness, to bring a sensation of luxury, of premium to that. And of course, one thing when you think about animation and sending emotion is the use of characters, right? But the thing is that like characters are not necessary if you want to connect with people through animation, through a video. And if you are covering something that can relate to a lot of people that have been through this certain situation, maybe a character can be a good way to help them see themselves there. But it's not necessary. That's actually the magic and the key here in animation, is figuring out what actually are the best metaphors and connections we can create, and how the movements we develop is gonna enhance that feeling we want people to get after watching our animated piece. And last but not least, also another thing we discussed was how the platforms where people consume those types of animation also support development of certain feelings. For example, if you're going to watch an animated movie, so we are at the movies and watching a film there, we'll be way more involved than when you are scrolling on social media. And even the platform, like what I'm expecting to see on my Instagram is different from what I'm expecting to see on my Facebook, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, or even on YouTube. So the platform, the format, they create some expectations in the users, and learning how to use that, learning what they're expecting, is a good way to identify how to develop an animation that is strategically on point to give that sensations and send those messages to connect with that brand. And as I said goes, people won't remember what they heard, they won't remember what they saw, they remember how they felt. So that's why emotions is really important when you think about animation, and be able to send those feelings and creating pieces that connects emotionally to people is a powerful medium at our hands. See ya. It's nice that the sun is going so it'll be cool to see this on the editing. See you guys.